Here's a video. Lauren Boebert exposes Biden's Build Back Broke Act. Build Back Broke Act.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to my friend and the ranking member on the Budget Committee who has done an excellent job exposing these terrible schemes to the American people, this Congress. Madam Speaker, America does not need and cannot afford this junk. America doesn't need 80,000
She wanted to say
new
shit.
IRS agents snooping in our private transactions. These
Transactions.
are politically weaponized bureaucrat bullies that we are looking to hire more of. America cannot afford $1.5 trillion in new taxes, while federal bureaucrats haul off and spend $4.1 billion on electric bicycles. Do they realize that this will use more
electric
fossil
bicycles?
petroleum products to create electric bicycles than a conventional bicycle? I don't think so, and I think they've lost their ever-loving minds. $7.8 billion for
their goddamn minds.
Justice going towards woke universities. $100 billion
ever-loving.
I
mean, that's not an insult.
Workarounds as our southern border is completely invaded by nearly 2 million illegal aliens, many of them criminal aliens. There's $550 billion for Green New Deal policies and tax breaks.
The immigrants are getting all the money.
Congressional members from the Bronx can afford a new Tesla.
It's also AOC can get a Tesla.
$330 billion to incentivize workers to stay home. Newsflash to the party of wealthy cities and wealthy elites. We have a worker shortage right now in America. We have an inflation crisis. This will only make things worse, much worse, not better. But let me guess, when things do get worse, as they inevitably will, we'll need to re-elect y'all's sorry selves so you can fix it, right? No thanks, I'll pass, and I urge my colleagues to vote no on this monstrosity of a spending bill. And I yield back.
Woo! Woo! Now that was a tour de force. This makes me mad. Pisses me off. Motherfucking Democrats always just doing stupid shit. Sons of motherfucking Democrat motherfuckers. My God. That's my representative. That's my representative. Vote Solsendavo. Or Donald Valdez.
Are contributing to an unprecedented decline in.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. So that's Representative Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert. She's all about just being
from the CBO.
God. Some people's voices. It's my voice. Is my voice. Should I do what's her face? Baritone. Let's just see. We're gonna go bullet points. Biden v. Biden. Let's see. Abortion, NDAA. Okay, let's hear this. I might agree with her on this.
After much
Did I make all the comments I needed to make? Oh, Build Back Better bill. So I guess that means the 3rd Congressional District of Colorado, we're not going to see $1.5 trillion. We're not going to see any of that fucking money. So, yeah, good fucking representative there. Motherfucker, talk about biting the hand that feeds. It's like, hey, you want $1.5 trillion? Fuck you. I'm not going to take your $1.5 trillion. Take your $1.5 trillion, shove it up your ass. For infrastructure, roads, bridges, ports. Hopefully, hospitals, schools. I heard there's never heard that actually. Leave or internet. And there's some internet thing, and then I haven't even looked into that new, Build Back Better thing. So a lot of fucking money actually with the infrastructure plus the Build Back Better. So that's 2, massive spending bills. But yeah, Colorado 3rd Congressional. We're not going to see any of that money because of this loudmouth.
After much
person.
consideration, I'm going to vote no on the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and you need to know why. I love our military. I'm grateful for their service and sacrifice. Our brave servicemen and women didn't fight for this liberal, woke garbage of an agenda, and I didn't come to Washington to put a rubber stamp on it either. Unfortunately, Democrats politicized and jeopardized funding for our troops in the NDAA, legislation that has traditionally been very bipartisan. But look, just last week, Republicans were calling for the resignations and impeachment of military leaders for their total incompetence. We all saw the tragedy in Afghanistan that killed 13 of our service members and the drone strike that left innocent children dead. I won't sign on to a bill that does nothing to address these failures. If the Biden regime isn't going to take any responsibility, and if Nancy Pelosi isn't going to allow Congress to pursue investigations, and if nobody is going to get fired over the Afghanistan debacle, then I am not going to vote to give the Democrats carte blanche to do that crap all over again. There are provisions in this legislation that contain swampy earmarks, require us to cover abortion drugs, and require women to enter the draft. We are drafting our daughters. What does it say about a country that has to force its women into combat? The creation of useless offices and mandatory trainings to promote wokeness and diversity inclusion among our troops distracts from the national security mission of the Army.
We shouldn't, draft the women unless they want to go in. We shouldn't have to draft, but our women should want to be on the same even keel as the men, right? If we're supposed to be drafted and you're revolutionary, why are you letting me be drafted, but you're not going to get drafted? That's some hypocrisy. Lauren Boebert, you need to introduce a bill to say, in the fucking draft.
The armed services. And speaking of national security, the Democrats want to permanently close Guantanamo Bay. Yep, Gitmo will be closed, releasing terrorists that are headed straight for our southern borders that we all know are wide open. Pelosi's NDAA unconstitutionally authorizes red flag laws and a new military court gun confiscation program that will strip our men and women in uniform of their firearms based on mere allegations. Punishing our troops who seek mental health services by taking their guns will only lead to more hesitancy and higher suicide rates than we've already seen.
Good point.
Those troops will take pause from seeking the counseling that they need. These partisan hacks will use this bill to create a new office to counter so-called extremism in the military that will target anyone who still believes in standing for the flag in the United States. I submitted 6 amendments to this legislation, and none were allowed to receive a vote or even debate for that matter. I'll be the first to say, our military should always be fully funded, but they deserve better. Taxpayers deserve better. And that's what I'll continue to fight every day.
Well, thank goodness Lauren Boebert is on. What'd she say? What about the goddamn Patriot Act? Isn't the Patriot Act attached to the NDAA? And Trump fucking cut the goddamn, all the military, cut the purse strings as the power of the purse or the power of the Congress. That's how you end the wars. Cut the purse strings.